Chapter 81. When Alex was waiting for his second round, he opened his TRH device to see his next opponent. Contestant No. 177. Pokemon. Butterfree LV20, Beedrill LV23, Beedrill LV21. Alex, who saw how weak his opponent was, couldn't help but wonder how this trainer survived the first round. After 2 hours, it was finally Alex's turn. When Alex entered the F-Block arena again, he saw the blonde referee and a young man around the same age as him. He greeted referees and the opponent as he got ready. Both Alex and his opponent took out their Pokemon. Kirlia and a Beedrill were standing on the battlefield. Alex looked at the info of Beedrill and quickly became disinterested when he saw that it was an LV23 bronze Beedrill. The referee said, "Both trainers ready?" "Okay. 3, 2, 1, go." Alex didn't want to waste his time anymore, so he said, "Finish it with Psychic." The trainer said at the same time, "Beedrill, dodge and use Poison Sting." Alex started laughing in his mind when he saw that this trainer thought he could avoid Kirlia's Psychic without another move. Kirlia not only had a much higher potential but also a much higher level than this Beedrill. So it simply had no chance to avoid Kirlia's attacks. Kirlia used Psychic and met Beedrill with this Psychic power. Beedrill, who had no chance to evade, suffered a great amount of damage. Its whole body started bleeding when it was hit by this attack. Beedrill's trainer had a worried expression on his face when he saw the damage Beedrill had suffered. The trainer saw that he couldn't win this fight and said, "I give up." The referee said loudly, "Participant 487 gave up. Participant 68 wins this round." The trainer went to the sad Beedrill and encouraged him with a smile again. Alex, who saw this, couldn't agree more. Only trainers who have treats their Pokemon well have a future in the Pokemon world. It's a real surprise to see a trainer who loves his Pokemon so much with such a weak strength. He is a bit similar to Ash. Although he is not a talented trainer, his love for his Pokemon is a huge advantage for him. That is probably the reason why Professor Oak sees Ash as a better trainer than Gary, even though Gary has more talent as a trainer. Most trainers only see their Pokemon as tools, some trainers see Pokemon as their friends, and very few trainers view their Pokemon as family members. Alex knows that the strongest trainers see their Pokemon at least as friends, and the trainers who treat their Pokemon like family members have a higher chance of being strong trainers. He can count dozens of powerful Pokemon trainers who love their Pokemon very much. It is much less common to find a strong Pokemon trainer who doesn't treat his Pokemon well. When Alex saw the trainer wanting to leave the battlefield, he followed him. He talked to him a bit and exchanged Pokemon training tips. The Beedrill's trainer is called Daniel. In the beginning, he had a very cold attitude towards Alex when Alex tried to talk to him. But after Alex had talked about the possibility of exchanging training methods, he couldn't help but chat with Alex longer. Alex knew that this weak trainer could not offer him any good training method, but he used it as an excuse to talk to Daniel. The more he talked to Daniel, the more he realized how cold Daniel was to him. And the more he felt that Daniel would become an excellent subordinate for him. Daniel lost his parents in a Pokemon riot a few years ago. He lived a tough life with the compensation money received from the Alliance. Alex also noticed that Daniel was talking about the Alliance with an unfriendly expression. Although he did not say negative things about the Alliance, Alex did notice his dislike of the Alliance. Alex couldn't help but think, something is definitely wrong here. His parents were killed by the Pokemon riot, and he is a Pokemon trainer who likes his Pokemon very much. The Alliance gave him enough money to support himself, and he still has that look on his face when he talks about the Alliance. He's hiding something from me. But Alex had to admit that it made sense that he wasn't going to tell him his life story. Which fool would tell a person they hardly know everything about themselves? The fact that he talked a little bit about his past already shows that he had a relatively good impression of Alex. Alex and Daniel talked to each other while Alex was waiting for his next opponent. After an hour, Daniel left, but not before giving Alex his contact details. Alex had a good impression of Daniel after this talk. Relatively cold to people, at least a neutral attitude towards the Alliance. Good potential as a trainer, well yes, but actually no. Doesn't have any relative. After Alex finds out more about him, he may choose him as his direct subordinate. As a Team Rocket captain, Alex has the right to take up to 2 other Team Rocket trainers as his subordinates. Alex knows that having a talented subordinate who can be trusted can be very beneficial. And he thought that Daniel was a very good option. While waiting, he looked at his last preliminary round opponent. Contestant No. 297, Pokemon. Shroomish LV17, Roselia LV20, Vileplume LV30. Should I let Kirlia fight or play it safe? I'd rather not take unnecessary risks. After about 1 hour, Alex stood in front of the blonde referee again. The trainer of the Vileplume was a girl around 17 years old. Alex pulled out Crobat, and the girl pulled out her Vileplume without any surprise. Pokemon. Vileplume. LV. 30. Type. Grass Poison. Abilities. Chlorophyll. Gender. Female. Potential. Deep Silver. Moves. Absorb. Growth. Acid. Poison Powder. Stun Spore. Sleep Powder. Razor Leaf. Mega Drain. Innate Talent. Solar Beam E. TM Protect. TM Sludge Bomb. TM Facade. TM Substitute. TM Toxic. When Alex saw this Vileplume, he couldn't help but be relieved that he didn't send Kirlia to fight. Although Alex thought that Kirlia would still win anyway, this fight would be unnecessarily long and tense. When the girl saw that Alex didn't pull out his weakest Pokemon, she couldn't help but look annoyed. She knew her only chance to win this fight is when Alex sends his Kirlia to the fight. Chapter 82. Both trainers ready. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Alex said coldly. Crobat, use Taunt and then Confuse Ray. The female trainer said at the same time, Vileplume, use Sleep Powder. Crobat was faster than Vileplume in using the move and was safe from the Vileplume using the Sleep Powder. After Crobat successfully used Taunt, he started using Confuse Ray. The female trainer saw the Vileplume could only attack and said, use Solar Beam. Solar Beam is a move that gets stronger during the day. Especially in the summer, this move is devastating. Now in an open arena, under the strong sunlight, this move was not only powerful but very quick too. Alex knew that but was still surprised by the speed Vileplume's Solar Beam charged up. Even though Crobat started using his move a little earlier, Vileplume blasted off the Solar Beam at nearly the same time Crobat used Confuse Ray. Both could not dodge the attacks as they were in the still position and were hit by the enemy's move. Crobat couldn't move because his Confuse Ray was not on expert rank, and Vileplume didn't have any time to move as it started using the move later than Crobat. So it blasted the Solar Beam as soon as it was charged up. Crobat, who was hit by Vileplume's strongest move, took a little damage. Alex wasn't surprised by the fact that Crobat took only a little damage from this attack. Crobat that has a 4-fold resistance to Grass-type attack can easily handle a Solar Beam. Especially when you consider that Crobat is 5 levels higher than Vileplume. The female trainer saw that Vileplume was confused but said, use Solar Beam again. Alex, who heard this, couldn't help but laugh. Crobat, dodge with Fly. Crobat flew high in the air and successfully dodged Vileplume's attack. After successfully evading the attack, he dived in the direction of Vileplume. The female trainer knew that this attack would cause great damage to Vileplume if hit, so she said, Vileplume, protect yourself. Crobat flew at breakneck speed towards Vileplume, who was using Protect. Vileplume's shield couldn't withstand Crobat's attack even for half a second before it broke. Although Protect was able to reduce the damage caused by Crobat, Vileplume still suffered a lot of damage. Vileplume only had around 70% HP after this attack by Crobat. The female trainer didn't know what to do when she saw that. She said after a bit of hesitation, try Sludge Bomb. Alex, who saw this, said with disappointment, finish it by using Fly again. Although Crobat was hit by a Sludge Bomb while flying upstairs, the damage inflicted on him was minimal. Crobat successfully knocked Vileplume unconscious with Fly and easily won the fight. Participant 297 Pokemon passed out. Participant 68 won this round. Alex saw how easily Crobat won and couldn't help but let a smile appear on his face. The blonde referee went towards Alex with a smile and said, Participant 68, congratulations on your victory. With this, you have finished all preliminary rounds and successfully enter the top 64. Please go to the info box after this match to get your new participant number. Thank you. I'll go there now. Good luck. Alex went to the info box of the arena and gave his participant number there. After Alex's identity had been checked, he got a new number. The woman at the info box said in a professional tone, "This is your new number." The number is sorted according to the level of the participants. It is done to prevent the strongest participants from fighting each other early in the tournament. Alex looked at his number and had to suppress his surprised expression. He walked out of the arena, and then he whispered, 6. That meant that the AVG level of Alex's Pokemon was 6th highest. Alex, who saw the number, couldn't help but think about how his chances of winning the tournament were almost non-existent. In the history of this Kanto Rookie Tournament, no participant with a number higher than 3 has ever managed to win this tournament. Although the level of a Pokemon does not necessarily represent the strength of a Pokemon, Alex does not underestimate the advantages of having a higher level. In this world, differences in level are particularly noticeable, especially when you reach benchmark levels like level 40 and 60, also known as Elite and Champion rank Pokemon. That reminded him of the time when he had to defeat Maria's Ekans and her Rock Slide with his Zubat. Alex's Zubat could only withstand 2 strikes of Rock Slide and hardly cause any harm to the Ekans. Probably almost all trainers in the world would lose that fight in his situation. But Alex almost managed to win. Although he lost at the end, it was a very close fight where he had a 50-50 chance of winning and losing. Maybe with a bit of luck, he could have also won that match. But he isn't the type of guy who makes excuses. He doesn't want to rely on luck to win the battles. As he thought about this past, Alex screamed in his mind, 6. 6. FCK 6. I will win this tournament. Even if a person with a number higher than 3 has never won this tournament, I will be the first person to do so. I am sure that with the right tactics, I can defeat even an elite Pokemon. I only lost the last time because my tactics weren't perfect. It's not impossible for me to win this tournament, and I will prove it. When Alex walked out of the arena with a cold expression, Alex saw a beautiful blonde woman with a microphone and a camera team following her. The beautiful blonde woman looked at Alex's participant number in his hand and walked along with the camera team in his direction. Alex knew that this woman probably wanted to do an interview with interesting participants before the tournament starts. Although he had no interest in becoming famous, he couldn't help but think about an advantage that this interview could bring him. The beautiful woman looked at Alex and said with an enchanting, fake smile, "Hey, trainer. We are from Pokeworld TV and wanted to ask if you have some free time for an interview." Alex looked emotionlessly at the reporter's fake smile and said, "Okay." The beautiful woman couldn't help but show a surprised expression. She had met many young male trainers but never someone who was not even a little bit fascinated by her. She guessed that he must have learned to keep his urges in check. While Alex had an expressionless face when interacting with the blonde reporter, inside he couldn't help but feel attracted to her body, but he can practically always keep his emotions in control. Aside from Maria, Alex had never met a person who could affect him emotionally except his family members. That's why Maria is very special for him. Chapter 83. The beautiful woman looked at Alex and said with a friendly smile, "Try to stay relaxed. If you don't like a question, you can always deny it. It's not live, so you don't have to worry about saying something wrong. It would also be good if you had one of your Pokemon standing next to you so that it is interesting for the audience." Alex gave his usual fake smile and agreed to the interviewer's words. He got Kirlia out of her Pokeball and told her to stay next to him. The blonde woman showed Alex an "okay" sign as she counted down with her finger. "Hello, dear viewers. We are in front of the Celadon City Arena, and almost all preliminary round battles are finished. This trainer here is Alex, who showed a lot of potential in the preliminary rounds. He is one of the strongest rookies taking part in this tournament with a participant number of 6. Alex showed a fake smile when he said, "Hello there." Kirlia also smiled as she waved her hands to the camera. Unlike Alex, her smile looked much more sincere. The blonde woman asked, "Alex, the tournament will start tomorrow. What rank do you think you will achieve in this tournament?" Alex thought a bit when he said, "I will probably surprise a lot of people with the rank I get. I have too many expectations from the great me. To be honest, getting only 6th rank would be a failure for me. I am here to win this tournament. Only the top rank is suited for me. The blonde woman was surprised that Alex said it so confidently. Normally, almost all trainers are humble and try to avoid telling what position they could possibly reach. She asked, Alex, you seem to be pretty sure that you will reach a higher rank than 6th. Why are you so sure that you can surpass all the expectations? Alex showed an arrogant expression when he said, because the level is not the perfect way to measure the strength of the Pokemon. The most important thing about a Pokemon is not levels but the willpower. The blonde woman looked at Alex in surprise when she heard such a reply from Alex. Willpower is important, but not as much as move mastery, body mastery, LV, and tactics. She thought that Alex was an arrogant kid who hadn't trained his Pokemon properly. She found a perfect target to make fun of. She said to Alex with a fake smile, Alex, willpower is surely important. But what is move mastery, body mastery, LV, and tactics to you? Although Alex was actually quite delighted that she asked this question, but he showed a different expression on his face. He said with an arrogant expression, HMPH. Useless against the power of willpower. Only levels are a training reason, everything else can be ignored. Especially tactics. Ha ha ha, who is so stupid to waste his time like a coward thinking about tactics? With the burning willpower, my Pokemon and I will destroy everyone in our path. The blonde woman suppressed her grin when she heard Alex answer. Then she saw Kirlia's confused look. She took the chance to ask directly, Alex, your Kirlia seems a bit confused by your answer. Can you explain that? Alex looked at Kirlia with a false angry expression when he said, she got that from Scizor. Although she still listens to me, she is not as obedient as Crobat. Kirlia, who can feel Alex's emotions, knew that Alex was very content with hers, even though he was showing such an expression. She thought about it and understood what Alex wanted to do. After a few seconds, she looked at Alex and gave him a smile. Alex nodded and said, good, you finally understand this truth. The blonde reporter asked, Alex, could it be that Pokemon do not listen to your commands? Alex showed a surprised expression when he said, what in Terabang? Impossible. You know that only Pokemon that listen to your trainer are allowed here. The blonde reporter smiled as she said, yes, but as long as the Pokemon listens to the trainer's command every so often, it is counted as the trainer's Pokemon. Alex showed an emotionless expression when he said, Ms. Reporter, can you delete this part, please? The reports ignored Alex's question when she said, Alex, thank you very much for this interview and good luck at the tournament. Alex watched emotionlessly as the woman said goodbye and quickly left him alone. When he saw her disappearing back, he couldn't help but smirk a little. He adjusted his red cap a little bit and went to his hotel. In the evening, Alex and his Pokemon were sitting together at a large table for dinner. Alex looked at his Pokemon as he said, okay, I want to tell you all something. We are going to win this tournament that will start tomorrow, and I have a plan where I need the help of all three of you. Almost all Pokemon looked at Alex with a curious look. Except for Kirlia, as she had already figured out what Alex's plan was going to be. First of all, you are forbidden to use expert move with the strength and speed of expert rank unless I let you know beforehand. In addition, I will, hardly, give you direct commands during the fight. So before the battle, I will tell you all the tactics for almost all the possible situations that may occur. You have to follow them in the fight without me saying anything. Don't worry, we will do this only against opponents I am 99% assured to win. In addition, if the situation gets a little tight, I will throw away these deceptions. I hope to be able to surprise the one of the top 3 participant with this deception. This will provide us an astonishing advantage. Even if it is only a small advantage, it is worth the preparation. Maybe with a little bit of luck, this camouflage will only be revealed later. After Alex roughly explained his plan, he said with confidence, let's surprise this world together. Chapter 84. During breakfast, Alex turned on the TV to see if his interview would come out today. Yesterday Alex explained the exact plan, and the little details that his Pokemon had to pay attention to so that there is no mistake during the tournament. While this plan is relatively important, it doesn't guarantee Alex's victory, as there are many strong participants in this tournament. This plan is useful for only one time, as all it can do is confuse Alex's first strong opponent and make his path towards his victory easier. Some would think that this method is not worth the effort. But Alex, who wants to increase his absurdly small chance of victory, was ready to use every little trick to win this tournament. Alex is not trying to win the tournament because he wants the prizes but because he wants to prove to himself that he is an excellent trainer and has the potential to become one of the strongest in the world. Alex and his Pokemon watched the pre-show of the Kanto Rookie Tournament on the TV. In this program, there were 2 different Pokemon experts and a moderator who were talking about the Kanto Rookie Tournament. Alex recognized one of the Pokemon experts. It was Erica, who is the gym leader for Celadon City. Erica recently turned 18 and has been the gym leader of Celadon City for only 3 months. Because the Kanto Rookie Tournament took place here in Celadon City, she was selected as one of the executives. Her arena had also been taken as the venue for this tournament. There was a Pokemon professor whom Alex didn't know. His name was Professor Walder, and he was an expert in the field of bug Pokemon. The male moderator asked questions regarding different aspects of the tournament to both of them from time to time. Alex suddenly heard the moderator talking about an interesting topic for which he was watching TV in the first place. As most spectators already know, the participant numbers are distributed to the trainers according to their Pokemon's average level, so that the strongest people don't meet early in the tournament. In particular, the top 8 can only meet in the quarterfinals. Gym leader Erica as the winner of this tournament of 2 years ago and as the person who got participant number 1. Can you tell us what does this number tell us about the strength of the participants? Erica gave a slight smile as she slowly said, "Oh, that's a tough question to answer. Although the participant with the highest average level is probably the strongest, it is not always true." The moderator asked, "Professor Walder, what do you think?" Professor Walder said with a smile, Interesting question. Although the level of a Pokemon is very important, there are also other factors that decide the strength of Pokemon. Especially, the move mastery, body mastery, and tactics can make a big difference if they are trained properly." The moderator nodded with a smile when he heard this answer. Moderator said with a smile, "Yesterday, after the preliminary round, we interviewed a lot of interested participants, and one of these participants had an interesting answer to our question. Let's see what participant Alex has to say about it." With that said, the video of Alex's interview with the beautiful blonde woman started playing. Alex and his Pokemon watched this video and started laughing lightly at the comments that Alex made. Crobat couldn't control his laughter when he heard Alex say, "Ha ha ha, who is so stupid to waste his time like a coward thinking about tactics? With the burning willpower, my Pokemon and I will destroy everyone in our path." Alex looked at his laughing Pokemon with happy eyes. It didn't annoy him in the least that they laughed at his words. He was instead very joyful looking at his Pokemon's happy faces. The loneliness he felt when he first came to this world seemed like an old forgotten dream. After the clip was played, the moderator asked Erica and Professor Walder about their opinion. Erica softly smiled as she said, "The participant Alex is really an interesting trainer. While I can't agree with his opinion on Pokemon training, I can't say that willpower is not important to the strength of a Pokemon." Alex, who heard these friendly words from Erica, was a bit surprised. How can a person be so nice? Though Professor Walder reacted quite differently. You could see a tick mark on his face when he said, "What kind of trainer is that? What an idiot of a trainer. It's been a long time since I've heard such a stupid answer to a question. Most of all, his aversion to tactics is incomprehensible for me. I don't understand why this show is wasting time on such a clown." The moderator said with a smile, "Mr. Alex has participant number 6, so he is not an unimportant person." Professor Walder said sternly, "Humph. Only the top 3 numbers really have a chance to win the tournament, so his opinion is not really important. This clown, in particular, won't even be able to make it into the quarterfinals." The moderator asked with an intrigued expression, "Professor Walder, are you saying that he will lose against participants with a participant number 9 or higher? This is the only way he can't get to the quarterfinals." Professor Walder said with a convincing tone, "Yes. There is a very high chance that he will lose to a participant before he can even enter the quarterfinal, maybe even in the first round. Although he has a higher average level than these participants, he is simply too incompetent to really take advantage of this." Alex, who was watching the TV, couldn't help but smirk. Chapter 85, Alex went to the Kanto Rookie Tournament website to see if the tournament tree was ready. He looked at the tournament tree and saw that he was unsurprisingly in the Block F. Participant 1 was in Block A, Participant 2 was in Block E, Participant 3 was in Block D, etc. The top 8 participants were into different groups so that they can only meet in the quarterfinal. Alex looked at his first opponent. Contestant No. 42, Pokemon. Nanetles LV27, Jumpluff LV29, Flareon LV26. Now that every round was a 2vs2 fight, Alex had no worries about training Kirlia this time. When he saw how all of his Pokemon had finished eating, he said with a smile, "Let's go." Alex showed his ID card and his participant number before going into the waiting room of the participants. When Alex entered the room, he felt a lot of stares at himself. Some of the participants who had watched the pre-show recognized Alex and looked at him disdainfully. Alex, who saw these participants' looks, showed an indifferent expression as he sat down on a chair. After half an hour, all 64 participants were there. A staff member came into the room and said, "The opening ceremony is about to begin. Everyone, please follow me." Alex and the other participants followed the staff member who led them to the arena. When Alex and the other participants entered the arena, they saw spectator seats filled with people. The arena was packed, and no place was left out. Alex, who saw this sea of people, couldn't help but think of a soccer stadium. When he watched the thousands of people, he suddenly felt excitement in his heart. This feeling made his mind go blank for a while. The staff made Alex and the participants stand in a row in the middle of the arena. Suddenly Alex saw several Pokemon flying in the air and showing a path made of fire and other elements created from their moves. Alex saw the many flight Pokemon with different moves over the arena and couldn't help but be impressed with these fireworks. After only a few minutes, the fireworks were over when Erica appeared on the large podium in the arena with a microphone. Before Erica could say anything, many viewers started yelling, "Princess, I love you. Erica, 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 nature-loving princess." Alex, who saw people infatuated with Erica, showed a surprised expression. Erica was even more popular compared to the other gym leaders. Erica showed a warm smile when she felt the audience's excitement. She waited until the audience calmed down a bit before she said, "Welcome to the Kanto Rookie Tournament, dear spectators. We will fight here for 3 days to find out who is the most talented rookie from Kanto. These 64 participants in front of you are the ones who made it so far after the preliminary rounds. Each of these participants is the elite of Kanto and will definitely become a great Pokemon trainer in the future. Please give them a big round of applause." When she said that, the audience roared with applause and cheering, and created an exciting mood for Alex and the other participants. Erica waited until the crowd quieted down, and then she said, "On the first day, the participants will fight 2vs2 Pokemon battle against each other until only 8 participants are left. Each participant may change his Pokemon once per fight as long as she does not use more than 2 different Pokemon in the fight. And tomorrow, these top 8 participants will fight until we get our 2 finalists for the 3rd day. And on the 3rd and the final day of the tournament, we will know who is the most talented and the strongest rookie trainer of the Kanto. Well, after everything has been said, let's start the tournament." Alex and the other participants went back to the waiting room after the opening ceremony. When Alex was walking by, he unexpectedly noticed a familiar face. This girl had short, orange hair tied into a side ponytail with blue hair elastic. She had green eyes and fair skin. She wore a yellow tank top that showed her midriff, red suspenders, blue denim shorts that stop at her thighs, and red sneakers with yellow lining and white laces. Her whole midriff was showing a flat and beautiful stomach. "Misty," whispered Alex when he saw the girl. When Alex looked at her body, he was convinced that Misty was much older than only 10 years. He would estimate her age around 15 years. He only looked for a few seconds before averting his gaze. Alex felt that Misty was probably the strongest opponent in this tournament. Alex and the other participants went back to the large participant waiting room. There the big TV was switched on so that the participants could watch the ongoing fights. When he saw this, he went to the staff member to ask if he could observe the fights live. However, The staff member said that it was a rule that the participants were not allowed to leave the waiting room as long as they still have a fight left. Hearing this, Alex got annoyed. The system only works when he sees a Pokemon in person. Thus he cannot see the exact information of the strong participants. Though he heard that on the second day, the participants get their separate place to observe the fights live. That means that on the first day, he cannot get the information of his quarterfinal opponents. Fortunately, his opponents are weaker than him in this round, so he didn't have to worry too much. When he was thinking about this stuff, he saw Misty and another participant leaving the waiting room with a staff member. He continued watching TV, and he didn't have to wait for long before Misty came on the TV. The commentator introduced the two participants to the spectators. Alex completely ignored the introduction of participant number 55 and waited for the introduction of Misty. Now, I'm going to introduce the participant Misty, who has. Participant number 1. She is a well-known water-type Pokemon trainer from Cerulean City. She is one of the sisters of the Water Flowers of Cerulean City, and she is the hot favorite to win this tournament. Let's welcome Misty from Cerulean City. Yo, author note, I wanted to say something about the first fight from Alex and Maria. Many people have different points of argument why Alex lost inappropriately and his defeat is cheap and so on. I looked at all the most important arguments again and couldn't find a point where I agree. I will show the arguments and give my answers. Although it may be unnecessary, I want to do it anyway. Though it's a little late now. Dude, he should have won. Rock Slide equals terrible accuracy. Plus the Dust Shield, really no way he would hit that much, so I think Zubat should have won, but let's call it Pokemon RNG. Sigh looking forward to a Titar, but okay, Ash Ketchum. 2 of at least 10. Rock Slide is not high. In addition, Rock Slide has a large attack range and it is good to hit enemies that you cannot see. I explained everything in the chapter. No idea why you bring such arguments. This is not a game. For example, Poison Sting has a higher accuracy than Rock Slide, so that it should, according to your logic, hit Zubat more often than Rock Slide in this dust stream. I hope I don't have to explain why this is questionable. Rock Slide has a relatively bad hit rate but also has a large attack surface, which I mentioned in the chapter. If you can't see your opponent, you should use a move that has a large attack surface and not a move that normally has a good hit rate. No idea why people like this commentar so much. I think it was pretty stupid. The first step of Mick is a lost house at a LVL 16. Zoopst already have a supersonic attack and supersonic is more versatile than Confuse Ray. This battle have a high chance of winning if Zubat use a supersonic. Supersonic causes the target to become confused. Accuracy 55%. Confuse Ray causes the target to become confused. Accuracy 100%. Wow, just wow. Rock Slide can't hit anything, man. Besides, why not use supersonic? Super useful. Also, you shouldn't think of stats as numbers, so specifics. In your novel, Pokemon are real and control is necessary. Quote, what do you mean? That Zubat survived Rock Slide twice shows pretty well that I don't just look at stats. I use stats as the baseline, nothing more. And why do people think that Zubat, who is a slow Pokemon, can easily dodge all attacks from Rock Slide? Can you stop wanting to give the McCheats? I want to keep it realistic if possible. I saw love at first sight, cringing face romance. Too early in the story. I want to say that in Pokemon verse like this story, love is a luxury for a weak bat. If you so insist in doing romance, then better have it after the MC reach pinnacle. Yeah, most Pokemon fans are into noromance thingy, so. But still I endure that no problem face, and continue reading, and so I arrive at this Ash page. How do I say it? It's totally fine if protagonists lose battles sometime. I mean sometime. And it's the kind of battles that when lose it's hurt so much, but it's for growth type. Not the type of battle that can win but for the sake of making the protagonist difficult, mainly to let reader know MC can also lose just to fail to get the first position. Who want to read that Ash in novel? Who want to read MC who just won't win for the sake of it? Surely not me. It's important to let MC win at some major points in story, like when it is the first place for the beginning plot, etc. MC can sometimes fail after that. And where is this story going? Why is this story going to Ash and Clinch Styles? Feel disappointed. So yeah, this time I am out. Not looking. Back face. Honestly, I'm glad you're gone. That was so much wrong that I hope I don't have to say anything about it. Hopefully. Week of planning boiled down to spamming one attack. Why did he not use confusion to his advantage earlier, or anything really? Just felt. Meh. Yes, don't use the one move that is more damaging, faster and easier to hit than other moves because it's pretty stupid to use your best move. Why use a best move you have when you can also use weaker moves? Even though he used more moves like Protect and Confuse Ray. It's like one guy been boxing for 1 month and you're wondering why he only uses boxing against a stronger opponent. Confuse Ray doesn't work in this world like it does in games. If you had read the chapter you would know that. I find it rather questionable if in this world the Pokemon beat themselves if they are confused. Yeah, I wasted 20 minutes of my time saying all of this. 4 months later. No idea, but it feels good to write this now so that I do it now. I really thought a lot about this fight and can justify all decisions, but apparently these people are not interested in the logic, but rather whether the Mech loses. That was the only place in the fanfic where I thought to stop writing. Fortunately, I continued and didn't regret this decision. No idea why I am writing this now, but it feels good to write this now so that I am doing it now. I want to say thank you to all the people who follow this fanfic so far and thank you for your support. Speak to you soon.